Okay, good day. I've been bouncing an idea around in my head, and I think until I share it, I'm going to kind of be stuck. I think I need to share it to get myself unstuck. So I started thinking about my emotions because I realized that I can have an experience, and I'm the type of person, maybe you are too, who can literally just like shut their emotions off for that moment and just deal with what's going on, right? Like do what you got to do. If the house is on fire, put that shit out. If someone's, collapsed, you take care of it. And then you later on the emotions kind of tend to like it's a delayed response. I remember when I was 16 and I traveled by myself, flew on a plane, went out to California from Ontario, Canada at 16, all by myself. Got picked up by one person I met like once, and stayed with his family. Nice people, great time. It was cool. It took me about 3 days after landing there, and it kind of like hit me. I'm like, holy fudgy nuggets! I'm like across the whole continent, away from everybody I know, in a country that's not mine. My brain just kind of went like, but it never really hit me until about 3 days after I had already done it. And that's how I work. So I was thinking about that, and I'm thinking, well, that means I'm storing those emotions, right? Because you can't not have the emotions as it's happening. You just aren't allowing, and maybe it's a trauma thing. I'm not allowing myself to experience them as they happen. Now, I have gotten better at that with some small things. Bigger things I still struggle with. I even realized it was still a thing now with walking my dog, because we're working through some of his trauma as well, which unfortunately triggers my anxiety. So we're a pair. We both got attitude problems and high anxiety when it comes to socializing. At home, we're great. Anyways, yeah. So these emotions, I noticed I release them later, right? But I also was thinking that sometimes you use them, right? Like if you tap in to the anger, it helps you get the chores done you didn't want to get done, right? Or it helps you go and get those errands done that you didn't want to get done. It's like, I don't want to fucking get up today, man. I'm tired. Oh, I was really angry the other day. Where did that go? And then, right? And you tap into that anger and you're like, fine, I'll get this fucking shit done. Is that just me? Anyways, it does work. It helps. Try it if you haven't. So my brain was like, so how if I was going to imagine this? Because your imagination is where you co-create with Source, right? And what you believe and what you expect is how you create your reality. So I'm like, well, I don't want to carry too much emotion of one kind, because that's when you start to feel sick. If you don't release it, if you hang on to it for too long and don't let it out, it starts to make you feel sick. So you need to learn when it's okay, I got too much anger, I gotta put it somewhere. I don't know what has been triggering me, but I gotta put this shit somewhere now. And so I pictured it for me. Of course, it was like potion bottles. I've been listening to the God damn it, my tongue. Wandering In. Okay, do you guys listen to Wandering In by Pyre Abba? I love that series. It is so much fun. And the narrator, she's amazing. I absolutely love her. So, I'm listening to one of the many books. And there's an alchemist, and I just find her hilarious. So, potion bottles is how I saw my emotions being stored, right? And when the potion bottle gets full, it kind of feels like there's pressure, like it feels icky. It's like it's got to come out. I'm like, okay, time to let it out. But they're like the potion bottles kind of transformed as I was going through this into not potion bottles, but like those punch jugs you see with the tap at the bottom. So I could pour a little anger out here and use it. And I started thinking about how sometimes it actually is like that when you are sensing energy. And then I started realizing if people start maybe doing a practice like this with their own emotions, right? Learning how to recognize, okay, this is anger, this is fear. Well, actually, fear is kind of the root of everything, but what does fear branch out into, right? Like, so for instance, if fear is a bright white light, when it hits a prism or hits something, it fractures, right? So then you get the different colors of fear. And there's lots of them. So those are the energies that you could use, right? Like the fear that makes you feel angry is great. The fear that makes you feel like you need to run away is not the one you want to tap into when you got to get shit done. That one you have to probably alchemize. And you can learn how to do that too. That it can be done many ways. And then, happiness, you could break it down, or you could just keep it as happiness, but you could also have like joy. You could have not just happiness, for example, but you could have fulfillment, like something that made you feel good about yourself. And you could, you know what I mean? Like you could break it down, or you could keep it simple. Just anger, happy, sad, don't give a shit. That's like the, I'm not feeling anything right now. Fuck you all. Sometimes we go in that space because we gotta. It's like, right now, all you feelings can just go play with yourself. And I'm gonna go and chill out with a video game. Thank you. Or a book, or a walk, or, dancing, singing, whatever works for you. So, yeah. It's a kind of an idea, and play with it. Maybe that's why I'm sharing it before I've really developed my own idea or my own system, because this is a potential for people, especially if you're a video gamer or a fantasy novel reader like me. You can basically take any system that you've seen and tweak it into a way that makes your imagination and your brain light up. It's like, yeah, I like that. So then those visualizations, right? Like when you stop and you breathe, and I always like the 4-7, right? Where you breathe in for 4, breathe out for 7. Did I say that right? I get my stuff backwards all the time. I'm just gonna assume I said it right. If you know, you know. So anyways, I do that 3 times, and I actually just breathe out until I can't breathe out anymore. And then I'll just breathe in for a count of 4 or 5. And then when I feel myself calm down, then I'll visualize whatever I need to visualize. Sometimes I don't need to visualize anything, but sometimes it's like, okay, I want to visualize, for example, having a great walk. So I visualize the street being clear of anything that's going to put me in a bad mood. You know what I mean? And then I just keep that vision in my mind. So when you're playing with your emotions and you're playing with learning how to recognize energies because you want to learn alchemy, when you start to recognize your own emotions and how you're storing them, but instead of just how you're storing them, start storing them intentionally. Being like, oh man, I don't like that. Why are my shoulders so tight? Like, let's put that back in the jar so I can use it later. I know it sounds crazy, but I think it would work. And maybe you're different. Maybe you like first-person shooter games, and instead of it being potions, for you, it's different types of ammo. Maybe you have different types of guns. I don't know. Make it work for you, man. Right? Have fun with it. However you want to learn energy is going to be something you're going to probably find through trial and error by playing with it, being like, do I like to play with energy this way? Do I like to play with energy that way? Not everyone's going to be a witch or a warlock. Some people are going to be, cyborgs or whatever. Who knows? It's supposed to be controversial. It's supposed to have a lot of contrast. It's supposed to be unique. That's why we're all supposed to not follow one system, but create our own. Right? And one that we like, one that's exciting, one that works for us, one that everyone else can be like, hey, you're crazy, but I like it. It always makes me think of Pauly Shore. I wish he had done more comedies because his humor was fantastic. I think he'd come up with some amazing ideas. I kind of miss that guy. He made up my childhood. He was hilarious. Him and Eddie Murphy. I love his laugh so much. Anyways, talk to you guys later. Goodbye.